earlier today. Long pause for Riss Miller, down to 3 on the pitch clock. Now he offers a breaking ball that Floyd fouls back. Carson-Newman only has one series sweep this year. That was Emory and Henry 2 weekends ago on the road. 14-2, 12-0, and 5-3 victories against one of the worst teams by a record in the league this season. This one would obviously mean much more because you would have the opportunity and would have swept a team that was 8 games above 500
Adam Cavalier,
during
happy to have
the
you
weekend.
back here at the Vicky Kazee Hollifield Softball Complex. Hopefully you were enjoying the dulcet tones of Andrew Rogers and Carson-Newman baseball in the series finale against the Newberry Wolves. We are off and running with a 5-4 putout on a bunt attempt by Nanny to start this game, and there's one away for the Lions. To begin the top of the first, Lorelei Spradlin is in the circle for Carson-Newman. Spradlin's 4-0 with a 3.13 ERA. The righty winds and delivers to Bree Weimer, who swings and bounces the ball into the hole at short. On the second hop, Smith fields, low throw to first, scooped by Bailey. And quickly, there are 2 away on 2 pitches. Spradlin, opponent's hitting .313 off of her 15th appearance and 10th start. 44 2/3 innings of work, has walked 22 and struck out 19. Pitches well to contact as Sadie Cecil stands in, hitting .441, and she takes the first pitch strike above the knees, 0-1. Begin her at bat. Cecil 1 for 2 with a walk in game number 1. She moves up to the 3 hole in this game. Spradlin, the 0-1 offering. Cecil takes her a strike on the outer half, and it's 0-2. One change in the field for Carson-Newman defensively. That's Shelby Armstrong in place of Reese Winchester at second base. Third to first, the Eagles go Gregory, Smith, Armstrong, and Bailey. Here's the 0-2 to Cecil. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A foul tip into Emery Richards' mitt. Spradlin strikes out Sadie Cecil for her 20th K of the season. And the Eagles send the Lions down in order in 1-2-3 fashion in the top of the first. No score after a half inning. This is the Eagle Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
No score after a half inning. Carson-Newman looking for the doubleheader sweep of Mars Hill after a wild 2-1 walk-off win in 8 innings for the Eagles over the Lions. In game 1 to start the day, Adam Cavalier, happy to have you along, as Malia Smith leads things off for the Eagles against Mars Hill's Carly Gentry. Left-hand hurler deals on the outside edge for a start to begin the outing at 0-1. Gentry is 5-1 with a 3.73 ERA. The sophomore has appeared in 10 games, started 5, and finished 2. Bonan's hitting just .225 off of her, 21 walks against 26 strikeouts. As Smith swings, little looper right at Bree Weimer at short. No issues for her. Can of corn grab, and Smith's out on 2 pitches. 1 up, 1 down, no score, bottom of the first, and Abby Martin to the plate. Abby Martin, hero in some ways of game number 1. The 2-1 walk-off win as Gentry sights the sign and delivers. Martin swings and flares it foul to the right, 0-1. First and foremost, Abby Martin did what Abby Martin does, vintage Abby Martin in a word. with her head-first diving grab to rob the leadoff batter of the top of the 7th of a base hit. And that was significant. Here's the 0-1. Martin checks her swing and a pitch down, 1-1. Because the batter later, Bree Weimer would tie the game with a home run to right. If Martin doesn't make that grab, it's a 2-run shot. The Eagles didn't score in the bottom of the 7th, and it would have been ball game over. Mars Hill wins. Instead, it was just a solo blast, the 1-1. Off the plate away, 2-1. Martin's field heroics set the table for her to score the winning run in the bottom of the 8th inning. She was the international rule runner in her darting base running moves. Got herself in a pickle, the 2-1. Down and away for ball 3. Got her to third base on a fielder's choice hit by Grace Gregory to short. And the third baseman, Sarver, dropped the ball. And then she raced home on a throwing error to win it in the bottom of the 8th, the 3-1. Upstairs, ball 4, Martin aboard on the base on balls. 1-out walk for Abby Martin on Carly Gentry's 22nd walk of the season. No score, bottom of the 1st, and Macaulay Bailey to the plate. Bailey, 1 for 3 in game 1, stands in. Blue trousers, white top, and a white batting helmet. Lefty Gentry sights the sign and pitches. And Bailey takes a strike at the belt on the outer half, 0-1. Outfield playing deep against the power-hitting Bailey, who has only slugged 5 home runs this season. Down in that regard for a player who hit 18 a year ago, but she has still been producing runs left and right. The 0-1 on the outside edge for strike 2, 0-2. So the Eagles going for the sweep against the Lions. Carson-Newman baseball also going for a sweep against the Newberry Wolves. The 0-2, Martin on the move, pitch upstairs, Martin off and running. Got her dead to rights. Just the 4th time on 22 attempts that Martin has been caught stealing. Put out works 2-4. And there's 2 away, and the base is now empty. Pardon me, 2-6 the put out. Regardless, it's out number 2 for the Eagles. 1-2 to Bailey. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Carly Gentry works through the minimum. Got a walk, but Martin erased on the base paths. And it's 3 up, 3 down for the Lions in the bottom of the 1st. No score after an inning. Schulter, Hodges, Grimes, the plate for Mars Hill after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
There's something about a small community that unites us, whether it's cheering on our favorite team or the way we come together in a crisis. Small communities are made up of people with big hearts. We're dedicated to hard work and innovation through sunny days and stormy nights. AEC is always here, powering the people and the places that make our community a spectacular place to call home. AEC, power what matters most.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency, 423-586-4320, or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
No score between Carson-Newman and Mars Hill as we come to the top of the 2nd inning. And Maya Schulter leads off by taking high and outside from Lorelei Spradlin for ball 1. 1-0. Outfield playing toward the lines for the Eagles. Saunders, Martin, and Mathena left to right. Pitch outside for ball 2. No change in the outfield for the Eagles defensively between game 1 and game 2. Just the one change in the infield with Armstrong taking over for Winchester at second. The 2-0. Schulter swinging, hard hit, ground ball through the left side of the infield. A base hit for Maya Schulter. She scoots a single past Grace Gregory at third and Malia Smith at short. That's the first hit of the day for either team. In the top of the second of a scoreless contest. Brings up the designated player, Sydney Hodges, who pinch hit in game number 1 and went 0 for 1. Spradlin deals and Hodges lifts it to right field. That's one hopping the wall. Mathena keeps it in the park. Might have been leaving it on a ground rule double, but it's 3 bases and a run scored for Hodges. She hits her 3rd triple of the season off the wall in right. Schulter scores from 3 bases away, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Lions here in the top of the second inning. Carson-Newman comes in to have a chat with Lorelei Spradlin. Pitch lifted and foul ground off of third, and it's twisting onto the hillside adjacent to Davis Street for strike 1. 0-1 to Leah Grimes. No balls and 1 strike to Grimes. Hodges on third base after her RBI triple. The pitch lifted down the left field line, but banana-ing foul. And it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Marshall threatening for more. A leadoff single for Maya Schulter. A Sydney Hodges RBI triple, and she stands on third base with nobody out for Grimes. Spradlin wants to swap out balls. David Wittenberg acquiesces, gives her a new one. He's behind the plate. Austin Harris moves to first. And Carrie McElrath is at third for this umpiring crew. 0-2. Hit foul to the netting. No balls and 2 strikes to Leah Grimes, who was 0 for 1 with 3 walks and a strikeout in game number 1. Spradlin shields her eyes from the sun with her glove. Now brings the ball into the glove. The 0-2 to Grimes. Off the plate away for a ball, 1-2. Newberry trying to salvage the game in the series down at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex. Eagles and Wolves tied in the final game, 1-1 after an inning, the 1-2. Lifted in the air to left. Saunders came in initially, now retreats to the line. Grabs it, tagging from third is Hodges. She will score standing. The sacrifice fly works for Leah Grimes. And it's a 2-0 lead for the Lions here in the top of the second inning. Brings up the right fielder, Sterling. Spradlin pitches, and Sterling takes low for a ball. It's 1-0. Pitch lifted down the left field line and foul for a strike, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike the count. Marsville stick to a 2-0 lead here in the top of the second. Bases empty for the Lions, though. After a single, a triple, and a sac fly. Sterling calls for time. Sterling 0 for 3. in game number 1. Spradlin pitches. 1-1. Sterling lifts in the air to deep left field. Retreating back is Saunders. She settles under it in front of the warning track by a step, and it's a noisy out number 2 for Sterling. Back-to-back putouts for Addie Saunders in left. And there's 2 out and the base is empty, but damage already done here in the top of the second for the Lions. RBI triple for Hodges, a sacrifice fly for Grimes. First pitch to Daisy Sarver is elevated for a ball, 1-0. Spradlin checks her wrist. Here's the 1-0. On the outside edge for a strike, it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Base is empty, top of the second. Lions with their first lead in the doubleheader. Spradlin, the 1-1. Just misses, low and away, ball 2. Two balls and 1 strike with 2 away. The pitch, blown away from Spradlin, 3-1. Carson-Newman snapped Mars Hill's 4-game winning streak with the Game 1 win. The Eagles, as the 3-1 comes to the plate, smoked into the hole at second, but Armstrong stoops to field and throws it to first to Macaulay Bailey to retire Sarver 4-3. But Mars Hill does damage. A single, a triple, and a sacrifice fly, and the Lions lead 2-0 through an inning and a half. Gregory, Saunders, Richards to the plate for the Eagles after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
Don't know what to wear on game day? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com for all of your Carson-Newman Athletics gear. You can find clothing from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour to cover you from head to toe. ShopSeeingEagles.com also has duffel bags, backpacks, jewelry, pet supplies, and gifts. Don't waste any more time. Prove you are the ultimate Carson-Newman fan with the official gear of the Eagles at ShopSeeingEagles.com. Visit today.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
2-0, Mars Hill leads Carson-Newman, and Carly Gentry goes back to work in the circle for the Lions against Grace Gregory. As Gregory swings at the first pitch, it's lifted down the right field line and is foul and out of play. 0-1 to Grace Gregory. 2-0 Lions. The Sydney Hodges RBI triple to right. Aaliyah Grimes sacrifice fly. The reason for this 2-0 Lion lead here in the home half of the second, with the wind blowing out to right under sunny skies. The pitch outside to Gregory, 1-1. Top of the second inning, down at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex. Carson-Newman and Newberry are in a 1-1 ball game. There's 2 out, and the Wolves have just hit a single through the left side. Give the Newberry club 2 base runners. Pitch, Gregory sends it foul to the right, 1-2. Eagle baseball under the direction of Tom Griffin, going for a series sweep against Newberry. They've already won a series for a 3rd straight year against the Wolves for the first time in a decade and a half. The 1-2. Outside for ball 2, 2-2. Meanwhile, Carson-Newman softball trying to continue its good run of form against the Lions historically. They won game 1 in walk-off fashion in extra innings 2-1, but will require a comeback here in the nightcap. Gregory fights it fouled off of first, 2-2. Down 2-0. Lions here in game 2. Carson-Newman leads the all-time series 73-10. Here coming into meeting number 84 all-time. 2-2. Gregory checked her swing and a pitch outside. That loads the count. And wins for Mars Hill and Jefferson City have been especially precious. Just 3 all-time here in Jefferson City for the Lions. 3-2. It was a rise ball. Gregory took a whack at it, but lifts it back foul and over the stands. Count stays loaded up at 3-2. Pitch number 8 of the at-bat coming to Grace Gregory, who was 0 for 4 in game number 1. Her averages dipped to 333 after starting the doubleheader at 345. Another swing, another foul ball. Out of play to the right. She lives to see a 9th pitch of this at-bat. 2-0 Lions leading in the bottom of the second against the leadoff batter, Grace Gregory, who does reach 58% of the time she hits leadoff. 3-2 from Gentry. Misses low. Ball 4. Leadoff walk for Grace Gregory. Second free pass issued for Carly Gentry. It really didn't matter much in inning 1 when Abby Martin was caught stealing, and Gentry still faced the minimum. But Grace Gregory wins this battle on 10 pitches, and it brings up Addie Saunders. Saunders had the hit that helped produce the win. She swings and misses it. The first pitch, 0-1. Wasn't an RBI for her, as Abby Martin had held at third on a ball hit to the shortstop close to third. The throw to first didn't beat out Saunders. The 0-1. Saunders squares to bunt and shoots it foul to the backstop. 0-2. Corners were back, so she was essentially trying to bunt herself aboard there, and it's 0-2. So not an RBI for Saunders because Martin scored on the air to win game 1. The 0-2. Saunders takes slowing away for a ball, 1-2. Not hard to imagine Carson-Newman winning game number 1 in walk-off fashion without that base hit. 1-2. Saunders chases a rise ball, sends it foul to Davis Street. This ball, it mercifully hit the power lines. That had the sunroof on a red minivan in its tracks. Saved by Appalachian Electric Cooperative. 1-2 to Saunders. Hit foul to the netting. Ball and 2 strikes. You know, people have developed some sense over the years. And it might be because the big yellow signs littered on Davis Street that say, "Don't park here unless you want your windows smashed." That advise people that, hey, there might be games going on and you run the risk of calling safe light. Here's a swing and a bouncer back up the middle. The second baseman, Cecil, runs into the umpire. She can't get to the ball in time, and everybody's safe. A seeing-eye single, aided by some good blocking from one of the men in blue. Would have been a tough play regardless for Cecil. Saunders with a single. And there's 2 on for the Eagles. Out comes Mars Hill head coach Dexley Inman to have a chat with the infield. Eagles have gotten the first 2 batters to reach here in the bottom of the second, trailing 2-0. A walk to Gregory, and Saunders with a seeing-eye single back up the box. First hit of the day for Carson-Newman, and it brings up Anne-Marie Richards. Richards had one of the quartet of hits for the Eagles in game number 1, and it was an absolute screamer to left. In a game of weak contact, credit Atiana Stamper for Carson-Newman and her opposite number, Cameron Akins, for Mars Hill for that. In a game of weak contact, Richards had the lone true hard-hit ball of the day. Lefty Gentry contending with traffic. Corners creep in. Middle infield playing in a couple steps as well toward the base paths. The first pitch, Richards squares to bunt, shoots it right back to the circle. Throw to first, gets away. Gregory will move up from second to third. What a weird little play this is. All right, so Richards fails to lay down a sacrifice bunt. She lines out to the circle. Saunders stays put at first, but Gregory moves to third on a throwing error. It's out number one, runners on the corners, and a fifth error in the doubleheader for the Lions, their first of game number 2. Brings up Sarah Walker. Runners on the corners and one out. Eagles down 2-0. Walker swings, stings it through the right side. A base hit. Gregory scores standing. Saunders waved around second. She slides in feet first to third, moving up 2 bases. A rip for Walker through the right side, and the Eagles have halved the lead. It's 2-1. Runners on the corners still. Katie Mathena to the plate. One out. Saunders on third. Walker on first. And Gentry back to work. First pitch hit foul to the netting behind home plate. It's 0-1. Sarah Walker has countered with an RBI single through the right side to cut the deficit to a run. Fly ball still scores a run and would tie the game. Athena takes away ball 1. One ball, one strike, one out. Adam Cavalier, glad you've joined us on a sunny Saturday on the banks of Mossy Creek. Our director and replay operator, Ian Johnson, an absolute maniac, doing all he's doing in his chair to the left. The 1-1. Athena swings and misses. 1-2. Ian directs, runs graphics, punches up the cameras. He is an absolute madman with what he does for these solo games. And our fantastic camera crew as well. Itzy Ayala, Emma Bowling, 1-2, hitting the air to right. Sterling giving chase into foul ground, but it drops to keep the count of the ball in 2 strikes. Sterling probably always going to let that one drop. If she caught it, it would have easily scored Saunders. But our fantastic camera crew, Itzy Ayala, Emma Bowling, Will Humphreys. Glad that you've elected to spend part of your Saturday with us here on the Eagles Sports Network. Gentry, 1-2, the pitch. Mathena swings at a low offering and lifts it foul over our heads in the first base press box. Keeps the count of the ball in 2 strikes and lives to see pitch number 6 of the AB. Saunders on third. She represents the tying run 60 feet away here in the bottom of the second. 1 run across already this inning on Walker's RBI hit. 1-2. Check swing and a pitch outside. Mathena hangs back on the handle high heater. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with an out. Gentry checks her wrist for the sign and pitches the 2-2 right at the knees for a called strike 3. Carly Gentry has her 28th strikeout of the season, her second of this game, and there's 2 out with runners on the corners, and Shelby Armstrong to the plate. Got the inner half above the knees, did Gentry. She's trying to protect the lead and a run as she deals to Armstrong, who takes outside for a ball, 1-0. Armstrong did not play in game number 1. She is in place of Reese Winchester, both in the field and in the order here for the nightcap, the 1-0. Taken outside for a ball, 2-0. Winchester instrumental for the Game 1 win. She took advantage of a bases-loaded situation and blooped a single into right. Gave the Eagles that initial 1-0 lead in the second, 2-0. Strike to Armstrong on the outer half, 2-1. And that Winchester base hit nearly held up. It was 1-0 for a long time until Weimer's solo shot with one out off a 3-2 pitch in the seventh tied the game. 2-1. Armstrong takes downstairs for ball 3, 3-1 to the 9-hole hitter. After Armstrong, the lineup turns back to the top of the order, and Malia Smith will bat, looking to break out of a little mini slump here. 3 balls and a strike. Gentry pitches low for ball 4. 2-out walk for Shelby Armstrong, and there's an eagle on every bag for Malia Smith. Smith is hitless in the doubleheader. 0 for 5. She has not reached base here in the Twin Bill. 0 for her last 9 at the plate going back to game 2 against Milligan. First pitch to Smith. He's taken for a strike on the outer half, 0-1. Smith, her average has been north of 400 for the majority of the season. It sank down to 375 on February 22nd after a doubleheader with Barton, sitting at 398 right now as she swings at the 0-1 and lifts it foul onto Davis Street. She's behind in the count at 0-2. Lefty slapper with an eagle at every bag. She's 1 for 7 this season when hitting with the bases loaded, but hitting 378 with runners in scoring position. 405 with 2 out. What weighs heavy here? The 0-2. Swinging a bouncing ball back to the circle. Gentry fields. Throw to first in time to Grimes to put away Smith. Couldn't get it around Carly Gentry, who fields her position well, and the Eagles leave them loaded in the bottom of the second. But Carson-Newman did a little damage. Sarah Walker with an RBI single through the right side cuts the lead in half. It's 2-1 Lions after 2 on the Eagles Sports Network.
Tri-Light is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Light. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilight.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
Riley Waters leads off the top of the third for Mars Hill by taking outside from Lorelei Spradlin for a ball, 1-0. Waters playing in center field here in the nightcap. Did not see action in game 1. The pitch, Waters flares it foul to the right, 1-1. Waters is hitting .350 this year. 14 hits and 40 trips to the plate. Hitting .333 as a leadoff batter this season. The 1-1. Upstairs, a touch outside, ball 2, 2-1. 2 runs off of 2 hits and an error for the Lions. 1 run ooff of 2 hits and no errors for the Eagles. Carson-Newman left the bases loaded in the bottom of the second, the 2-1. Flared foul to the right and out of play, 2-2. Down the road at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex, Carson-Newman has grabbed a 3-1 lead in the bottom of the second inning. is looking to sweep its 3-game tilt with Newberry. The pitch outside for ball 3. That loads the count on Riley Waters. 2-1 Lions up here in the top of the third. Mars Hill trying to salvage a split in this doubleheader. Spradlin, the payoff pitch. Huge foul off of one of the poles. Holding up the net behind home plate, 3-2. This game has some bearing on the SAC standings. What is always just absolute carnage and chaos. The 3-2, fouled again. Count remains 3 balls and 2 strike, and pitch number 8 of the at-bat coming up. Feels like any time you get to the end of the season in the league, the standings are just a jumbled nightmare of a mess for the conference office to unpack. Payoff pitch, grounded slowly to short. Smith charges into field, and her throw to first beats Waters by 2 steps. A 6-3 putout starts the top of the third, and there's one away as the lineup turns back to the top of the order for Alexis Nanny. Nanny started the day trying to bunt herself aboard and was put out 5-4. Lefty takes a strike to begin this at-bat, 0-1. And it feels like with how things are going presently in the league, we might be headed toward absolute carnage for the tiebreak scenarios again. The 0-1 on the outside edge for strike 2 to Nanny. You have Lenore Ryan, who's unbeaten atop the table, the 0-2. Bounced foul off of third. Count holds it 0-2. Mars Hill has been handed its second loss today. Eagles would love to add a third and sweep this doubleheader. And should that happen, you would have 7 teams with 4 or fewer losses in the league. The 0-2. Bouncing ball back to the circle. Spradlin knocked it down. She can't pick it back up. And Nanny is aboard safely. That was a tricky play for Lorelei Spradlin to make. It was hit right back to her. But it is tough to field your own position. It'll be a base hit to the circle for Nanny. A 1-out single. And now a first pitch strike to Bree Weimer, 0-1. Weimer golfs at it. It's in foul territory, right field line, and it lands before Bailey, Armstrong, or Mathena could catch up to it. Strike 2, 0-2. Mars Hill, Anderson, and Catawba all with 2 losses. Anderson's in second in the standings. The 0-2 change up, looped foul to the right and out of play. But the Trojans have played 2 more doubleheaders than either Mars Hill or Catawba. And so they've got a 2-game lead on the Lions and the Indians with 4 games in hand on those 2. And Carson-Newman sits in 5th at 7-4. Here's the 0-2. Weimer, line drive, right center field. Abby Martin ranges over, reaches up and plucks it from the sky at shoulder height in the right center field alleyway for out number 2. Nanny still on first, and Sadie Cecil to the plate. She struck out to end the first. Plenty of games have already gone final today around the softball diamonds in the league as Spradlin deals to Cecil. A strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Anderson needed extra innings to beat UVA Wise on the road, 8-5. Game final in 8. Lincoln Memorial beats Newberry at home, 9-5. The 0-1. Cecil swings, laser beam out to center field. Martin back to the warning track, and she makes the grab 3 feet in front of the wall to retire Cecil on a noisy final out of the frame. Eagles work around the base hit for Nanny off of Spradlin. Lions leave their first runner stranded. Carry a 2-1 lead to the bottom of the third with Martin, Bailey, and Gregory due up after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account, have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
2-1, Mars Hill leads it as we come to the bottom of the third inning. Both teams doing their damage in the second with 2 for the Lions and 1 for the Eagles. And now Abby Martin leads things off for Carson-Newman here in the home half of the third by taking low for a ball to begin the at-bat, 1-0. She represents one of 3 walks on the day for Carly Gentry. Unfortunately for the Eagles, the timely hits have evaded them here throughout this doubleheader, the 1-0. This is low and away for ball, 2-0. Carson-Newman 2 for 14 with runners in scoring position for the doubleheader. 1 for 4 here in the nightcap, the 2-0. Martin takes a strike at the belt on the inner half, 2-1. Carson-Newman looking for the sweep in the season series. In the doubleheader with the Lions, they would need to rally to pull it off after winning game 1 2-1 in extra innings. The 2-1, Martin takes a whack at it and tips it foul off of Maya Schulter's mask, 2-2. That would go a long way, giving you the scores from around the sack before the break. Tusculum, the winners at Wingate 2-0 in game 1 of the doubleheader there. Catawba shuts out Emory and Henry 3-0. The 2-2. Martin's swing, line drive, right center field. That's down for a base hit for Abby Martin. She's aboard for a second time here in game number 2. Her 49th hit of the season. And the leadoff batter aboard for Carson-Newman for a second consecutive inning, with Macaulay Bailey to the plate. Bailey. Give Carson-Newman the lead with one swing of the bat. As Gentry pitches, and Bailey was looking for it. She wailed away at that one, but came up empty, 0-1. 53 career bombs for Macaulay Bailey, 240 career RBI, but a strikeout swinging her first time up against Carly Gentry. Lefty pitcher rocks and fires the 0-1, and Bailey hits it foul to the backstop, 0-2. Lenore Rhine run-ruled Coker at home 10-0 earlier today. And the game 2's in action. LMU up 5-2 in the bottom of the third against Newberry. LR out to a 2-0 lead on Coker. ENH and Catawba are scoreless. The pitch outside of Bailey, 1-2. No score as of yet from Tusculum at Wingate in the nightcap of that one, nor from Anderson at Wise. 1-2 to Bailey. Gentry twirls it up. Bailey swings and misses. Came up empty on the rise ball. She's down on strikes for a second at bat against Gentry, and there's one away. 2-1, Lions up bottom of the third. Abby Martin on first base for the Eagles, and Grace Gregory comes to the plate. Carly Gentry rocks and fires. Gregory swings at the first pitch and sends it foul over the first base dugout. 0-1. Gregory walked and scored a run. For Carson-Newman the last time up. Pitch upstairs for a ball, 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out. The pitch. Fouled by Gregory over the backstop. 1-2. Not a cloud in the sky. Wind has died down on a fairly chilly day here on the banks of Mossy Creek, at least compared to some of the 70 and 80 degree days that we had over the last week. The 1-2, Gregory, line drive, sinking into left field. It's down for a base hit. Nanny stayed back and waited on it, and she was playing so deep that it falls in for a base hit. If she's at normal depth, she's got a routine line drive out on Grace Gregory. Instead, didn't want to risk diving and allowing a potential inside the park home run for Grace Gregory. Eagles have two aboard with one out off the Eagles' fourth hit against Carly Gentry. Brings up Addie Saunders, who singled up the middle, a seeing eye single. Her first time up. Saunders swings at the first pitch and skies one onto the grass that leads up to Heritage Dorm, where the old Hannah Hilton Pedersen nursing building used to be before it burned down. Thanksgiving, 5 years ago? Something like that. 0-1. Outside to Saunders, 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out. Traffic for the Eagles here in the bottom of the third with Martin and Gregory aboard. Off of a single to right and a single to left. The pitch. Saunders fouls it back onto Davis Street, 1-2. Wind has started to pick up just a scotch. Flag out in center field, flapping lazily, dancing in the breeze. Gentry's 1-2. Saunders sends it foul again, up onto the green grass in front of Heritage Dorm. Count remains a ball and two strikes, and the fifth pitch of the at-bat forthcoming. The 1-2. Saunders drive out to center field. Under it is Waters, tagging from second and sliding in head first to third is Abby Martin. Gregory stays put at first. Productive out for Saunders. Stroked it well, but right at Riley Waters, who makes the put out. But it's productive moving Martin over to third, and there's two outs and runners on the corners for Anne-Marie Richards. 2-1, Mars Hill leading. Bottom of the third, but Carson-Newman threatening. Eagles left the bases loaded in the bottom of the second after bringing across a run on Sarah Walker's RBI single to the right side. Gentry deals to Richards, who swings at the first pitch, lifts it in the air to left center field. Waters over to it and runs under it to retire Richards. Eagles continue to struggle a bit with runners on base. 1 for 6 now in the nightcap with runners in scoring position. Eagles have left 5 on base through 3. They trail 2-1 through 3 on the Eagle Sports Network.
Sure, we've been around a while, 171 years to be exact. We know the power of a liberal arts-based Christian education and the tremendous potential of what can be found on this campus, within this community. We are adventurers, dreamers, believers, passionate and compassionate, curious and clever, driven by a common purpose towards a common goal.
I found my passion.
I found purpose.
We are Carson-Newman.
What will you find?
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
New arm in the circle for Carson-Newman. The Eagles turn things over to Kalia Merritt in the circle. She takes the place of Lorelei Spradlin. Merritt's got a 4.45 ERA with a 2-1 record. 11 innings of work this season. He's given up 12 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned. The first batter she faces is the catcher Maya Schulter, who singled through the left side and swings at the first pitch, lifts it to right. No issues for Katie Mathena, who takes 8 steps to her right and grips it to retire Schulter. 1 pitch, 1 out for Kalia Merritt. You can close the book on Lorelei Spradlin. She is the pitcher of record and in line for a loss if the Eagles are unable to take a lead. 3 innings of work, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. No walks, 1 strikeout in 12 batters faced. Gave up a triple. 1 extra base hit. First pitch from Merritt is a changeup to Hodges for a ball inside 1-0. 2-1. Mars Hill leads Carson-Newman. An RBI triple from this woman, Sydney Hodges, followed by a sacrifice fly from Leah Grimes, is enough to outpace Carson-Newman in a RBI single through the right side from Sarah Walker. All the runs scored in the second inning in this one, 1-0. Up and away for ball 2 to Hodges, 2-0. Eagles looking for the doubleheader sweep. 1 game won 2-1 in walk-off fashion on a single and a throwing error. 2-0. On the outside edge from Merritt, 2-1 to Hodges. Mars Hill has been error-prone in this doubleheader. 5 of them in the twin bill. 2-1. Swing, a bouncing ball to short. Smith fields the dribbler and throws to first to get Hodges by 3 steps. An F9, a 6-3 put out, and quickly there are 2 away here in the top of the 4th for Kalia Merritt. Brings up Leah Grimes, who did hit the sacrifice fly to drive in Hodges back in the second. And that's the reason the Lions are in front 2-1 right now. And blowing in from center as Merritt pitches. And Grimes takes low for a ball, 1-0. Grimes officially just 0 for 1 at the plate in the doubleheader. Sacrifice fly, 3 walks, a strikeout to her name. The 1-0. 9 outside for a ball, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Base is empty for the Lions in the top of the 4th with a 2-1 lead. Nary a cloud in the sky on a Chamber of Commerce day here in Jefferson City, Tennessee. The 2-0. Outside for a ball, 3-0. It might not be a Chamber of Commerce day for some in terms of temperature, but for those of us that wear shorts year-round and are built of sturdier stock, this is ideal weather. 3-0. Strike at the belt to Grimes, 3-1. You can just see, I don't know if it's waxing or waning, what phase the moon is in, but you can see it above the scoreboard of Berktar Stadium along the left field line, the 3-1. Swing and a tip foul by Grimes into Richards' mitt. That loads the count at 3-2. Not quite a full moon, not quite a half moon. Is that Gibbous? Waxing or waning Gibbous. There's a swing and a line drive left center field. That's at least a base hit for Grimes. Could be two. Yeah, she's motoring around first and stands up on second with a double as the throw bounces into Shelby Armstrong. A two-out double for Leah Grimes on a screaming line drive to left center field. So a two-out extra base hit for the Lions. Extends the inning and brings up the right fielder, Sterling. Sterling's 0 for 4 for the doubleheader and flied out to left her first time up. Merritt pitches. It's down and away for a ball, 1-0. Misses away, ball 2, 2-0. 7-hole hitting Sterling. Looking for Hill's first knock of the day with a runner in scoring position. 2-0. The strike at the handles felt elevated, but it's called a strike by home plate umpire David Wittenberg. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Merritt deals low, ball 3. Carson-Newman softball soaking up the home games while it can. Eagles are on the road for their next 6 to start the month of April. 3-1. Taken away for ball 4. 2-out double for Grimes, 2-out walk for Sterling. And Darcy Sarver will look to continue the inning and extend Mars Hill's 2-1 lead. Out comes Anne-Marie Richards to have a word with Kalia Merritt. Those two have had their chat. And Sarver climbs in. A ground out to second ended the second for the Lions in her first appearance of the game 2. She takes away for a ball, 1-0. Decent speed on the base paths for the Lions, with Grimes at second with 3 stolen bases on the year. Merritt, 1-0 offering, swung on, grounded to Smith at short. She goes the short route to third to get the lead runner Grimes, and that ends the inning. Some traffic late, but Kalia Merritt deals with it. A fielder's choice and a 6-5 putout finishes the frame and keeps the deficit at a run for the Eagles. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left for the Lions. They've stranded 3 through 4. 2-1 Mars Hill. Headed to the bottom of the 4th on the Eagles Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City has deals for Carson-Newman students. Bring in your valid student ID when you order for pickup or delivery, and Domino's in Jefferson City will give you a steaming hot large one-topping pizza for $4.99. That's a large one-topping pizza for Carson-Newman students for $4.99 at Domino's in Jeff City. Call 865-471-6700 to order. That's 865-471-6700. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Okay, let's see. I'm ready to do this. Carson-Newman. It's been around since 1851. Lots of flexible online programs. Wow. World-class accredited academics. A faith and learning environment with professors who really care about me. A top 10 best value school. Carson-Newman gives $48 million a year in financial aid. This is the perfect place. I'm in.
Sarah Walker leads off for Carson-Newman in the bottom of the fourth, taking a first pitch strike. And it's 0-1 to begin her second trip to the dish. She singled and drove in a run with a base hit through the right side her first time up. Carson-Newman's lone run here in the nightcap, trailing 2-1 in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch, swing, bouncing ball through the middle. It's knocked down by the shortstop Weimer, but she has no play as Walker is aboard first as Weimer gets to her feet. Seeing eye single for the Eagles. Walker just right back up the middle. Weimer did well to get to it, but Walker was always going to be safe on that ball, and the Eagles get the leadoff runner aboard for a third consecutive inning. But still just one run to show for it through all that for Carson-Newman. And brings up Katie Mathena hitting .338. She squares to bunt, pulls it back on a pitch low for a ball, 1-0. 2-1 Lions in the bottom of the fourth. All the runs in this one came in the second inning. Two in the top half for the Lions on a triple and a sacrifice fly, and then Walker's run-scoring single through the right side in the bottom half of the frame. 1-0 to Mathena, who struck out looking her first time up. Takes elevated for a ball, 2-0. Carly Gentry, 5 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts with a run allowed, and 3 innings of work. 65 pitches deep into her 6th start of the season. The 2-0 is upstairs for ball 3, 3-0. She has had to contend with traffic. Faced the minimum in the first. Has had base runners aplenty in the second and third innings. Pitch downstairs, ball 4. 4 straight pitches out of the zone for Katie Mathena. And she has worked a base on balls for an 11th time this season. The first 2 up reach for the Eagles here in the bottom of the fourth. Tying run in scoring position for Carson-Newman and Shelby Armstrong. Armstrong worked to Walker first time up as she bunts and sends it. Oh, foul off of first. I thought it was grabbed in fair ground by Leah Grimes. Her momentum carried her into foul ground. And what would have been a bang-bang play at first with the second baseman Cecil covering. And instead is just strike number 1. Armstrong's bunt was elevated. Certainly, Grimes' momentum carried her into foul ground as she gloved it. I thought she grabbed it in fair ground, the 0-1. Armstrong swings and fouls it back, 0-2. 2-1, Lions leading, bottom fourth inning. Mars Hill trying to salvage a split in the doubleheader with the Eagles. Sweep for Carson-Newman would go a long, long way to helping the Eagles' tournament chances. Pitch upstairs for a ball, 1-2. Both these teams have won better than 70% of their games played this season, but have done so against strength of schedules that are in the bottom half of the Southeast region. 1-2. Armstrong pops it up, first base side, but it's foul and out of play. Count remains of the ball on 2 strikes. For Carson-Newman to have the head-to-head in hand on Mars Hill, that would be a nice little bailiwick in the Eagles' cap come postseason time. 1-2. Armstrong swings and misses. She's down on strikes. 4th punch out for Carly Gentry. And there's 1 out in the bottom of the 4th with Walker and Mathena on base. Of course, the inverse is also true for the Lions. You want to salvage a split so that you get a win against a team with a winning percentage above 700. Leah Smith bunts. It is in front of home plate. The throw to first, not in time. Malia Smith bunts herself aboard to snap an 0 for 10 string at the dish. A bunt single to the catcher for Malia Smith is the 6th hit of the day for the Eagles, and there's an eagle on every bag for Abby Martin. Smith put it right in front of the plate. Schulter was quick to it, but not quick enough to get it to Cecil, the second baseman covering first, to retire Smith. First pitch to Abby Martin. Off the plate for a ball. It's 1-0. Martin has been aboard twice today. She has walked and singled. A base hit here likely ties this one up as the infield creeps in for the Lions. Outfield playing back. Bloops would work it well here. Here's the 1-0. Low to Martin for ball 2, 2-0. Nowhere to put Abby Martin with Macaulay Bailey looming, who has struck out twice here in game number 2. 2-1 Lions, bottom second, 1 out, bases loaded. Gentry pitches. Martin swings. It's a laser beam into center. Retreating back is Waters. She grabs it, but tagging and scoring is Walker. Abby Martin has tied the game with a sacrifice fly. Smith holds tight at first. Mathena moves over to third. And Walker scores standing. 2-2 ball game. We're all square. And it brings up Macaulay Bailey. Runners on the corners for Bailey. Looking for her first hit of the nightcap. Gentry deals and Bailey takes low. The ball got away from the catcher, Schulter. And Smith is off to second on the passed ball. 1-0 to Bailey. Gentry deals. Bailey takes low. Ball 2. Two ball game, bottom of the 4th inning. 2 in scoring position for the Eagles. Gentry pitches. Bailey takes a whack at it. Waves over the top of it. 2-1. First base is open now. So Gentry does have a spot to put Macaulay Bailey, but she's won the previous 2 battles with her. Struck her out twice. Bailey's got the go-ahead runs in scoring position, though. 2 out. The pitch. Downstairs, ball 3. If you're Carly Gentry, do you give something in the zone for the league's all-time runs batted in leader to think about? 3-1. Bailey sends it foul, and out of play to the right. 3-2. Count loads up on Macaulay Bailey. 6th pitch of the at-bat forthcoming. With Mathena on third, Smith on second, in a 2-2 ball game in the bottom of the 4th. The payoff pitch way upstairs. It gets away from the catcher, Schulter. Here comes Mathena to the plate. She slides in ahead of the tag from the pitcher, Gentry covering. Eagles lead on a base on balls and a wild pitch. 3-2. Carson-Newman is in front in the nightcap. Schulter gave it to Gentry to try to make a tag, but Mathena, nice slide under it to give the Eagles the lead. Brings up Grace Gregory. First pitch to her is taken low for a ball, 1-0. Gregory has reached both times she's been on base here in the nightcap. A walk and a single. Gentry, the 1-0. Gregory takes away, ball 2, 2-0. 5 free passes from Carly Gentry. And a wild pitch is brought across the go-ahead run. The pitch Gregory lifts into the air to center. Routine for Riley Waters, pardon me. On the phone. They're going to send Gregory back to the... Did a fan throw a ball on the field, returning a foul ball, or what happened there? I think there was a ball that came in from somewhere, on the third baseline. As Gregory was swinging the pitch, there was a ball that trickled in from somewhere, maybe came through the cages. The umpires called the play dead. I think it came from Mars Hill's bullpen. Would have been the third out of the inning, but hold the phone just yet. So as Gregory swings on the left side of the replay, there is a ball that comes rolling in across the third base line, presumably from Mars Hill's bullpen. A lost ball got through the gate. And so David Wittenberg, Austin Harris, and Kerry McElrath are discussing things, and this might be second life for Grace Gregory. Dead ball. Two 2-0 to Grace Gregory. And she gets second life here. Eagles with a 3-2 lead with two across here in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch. Gregory hits it deep in the air to left, but it is toward the warning track and routine for Nanny, who settles under it and retires Gregory. So Gregory unable to take advantage of the second life, but the Eagles do some damage. 2 runs come across in the inning. A sacrifice fly from Abby Martin scores one. A wild pitch scores a second. And the Eagles are in front 3-2 after 4. Back after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
The #1 source for Carson-Newman athletics gear, shop cneagles.com, where you can find gear from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour. Shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, shorts, pants, hats, and scarves. Shop cneagles.com is your source for everything CN. You can even show your school spirit on your smartphone or tablet. All of your game day essentials can be found in one place. Shop cneagles.com.
Three to 2. Carson-Newman has a lead over Mars Hill. 3 unanswered for the Eagles over the Lions. Abby Martin sacrifice fly, a wild pitch. Brings in the go-ahead runs for the Eagles, and Carson-Newman leads in the top of the 5th as Merritt hits Waters on her front foot to start the first at-bat of the 5th. Second time today that Mars Hill gets the leadoff batter aboard. Waters reaches for the first time in the doubleheader. She wore that one on her front left foot. Kalia Merritt now the pitcher of record in this one for Carson-Newman. Lorelei Spradlin will get a no decision unless she re-enters. Merritt goes to work on Nanny. The first pitch is a strike on the outer half, 0-1. Nanny, 1 for 2. She reached base on a single off of Lorelei Spradlin in the circle last time up, the 0-1. Bunted foul off of home plate, and Nanny's behind in the count at 0-2. Over at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex, Newberry is threatening to take a lead in the top of the fifth. The Wolves have two in scoring position with one out and already two across. No, they have taken a lead, pardon me. 5-4, Newberry in front. Just took the lead in the top of the fifth inning. Pitch downstairs to Nanny, 1-2. Pick to first. Waters back in time. Waters has stolen one base on the season. Merritt back aboard the slab. Right foot on the third base side of the rubber, the 1-2. Back to the circle. Merritt fields, throw the first in time to Bailey. Functions as a sacrifice for Nanny as Waters moves over to second. One out, and the tying run in scoring position for the Lions in the bottom of the fifth inning. And Bree Weimer to the plate. Weimer's 0 for 2 here in the nightcap, with a ground out to short and a line out to right. But she did have a multi-hit effort in game number 1, including a game-tying seventh inning home run. First pitch to her is in the turf. Now the runner at second caught in a pickle. Throw back. Does not get Waters. She slides back into second in time. 1-0. Richards put an on-target throw to Armstrong. The throw beat Waters there, but Armstrong couldn't apply the tag quick enough. 1-0. Looping changeup stays outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out. Waters on second after she led off the inning getting plunked. Moved to second on Nanny's ground out to the circle. 2-0. Zips low. Richards keeps it in front, and it's 3-0. 27 pitches for Kalia Merritt, an inning and a third into this relief outing. She's given up a hit, a walk, and hit a batter. 3-0. Merritt pitches. Strike at the knees on the inner half, 3-1. Mars Hill has not had a ton of opportunities with runners in scoring position today. Just the second at-bat potentially with a runner on second or third. This pitch fouled to the right, 3-2 to Weimer. Of course, she did have one when the Lions scored one of their runs in the second that doesn't register as an official at-bat. Hodges tripled, and then Grimes drove her in with a sacrifice fly. That technically doesn't count as an AB. 3-2. Swinging a bouncing ball back up the box. Base hit. Getting the wave around third is Waters. Martin will throw home. Richards. The throw is there. Swipes the tag. Not in time. Waters slides underneath of it, and the game is tied. It's an RBI single for Bree Weimer. She moves to second on the throw. Waters scores from 2 bases away, and this is a 3-3 ball game. 5th hit of the day for the Lions, and Michael Graves has his lineup card out. So Kalia Merritt's day in the circle is done. She goes an inning and a third, gives up 2 hits and a run, and is responsible for Weimer on second base. So let's see. Reagan Rowan is the new pitcher for Carson-Newman. More on her when we come back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
We've got a 3-3 ball game here in the top of the 5th inning. Bree Weimer, an RBI single up the middle, has leveled this one up at 3 runs apiece. And Sadie Cecil stands in for the Lions, taking a pitch upstairs from Reagan Rowan. Rowan is 3-0 in 11 2/3 innings of work, has given up 8 hits, a run, was not earned, 4 walks, and 14 strikeouts. The 1-0. In tight at the knees, ball 2 to Sadie Cecil, 2-0. She inherits a runner from Kalia Merritt and Bree Weimer at second base, so you can't quite close the book on Merritt just yet. Rowan, 2-0. Cecil takes upstairs. Pitch was well elevated, and a wild pitch will move Weimer over to third. Three balls, no strikes to Sadie Cecil. Rowan checks her wrist and pitches. Upstairs, ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Sadie Cecil. Runners on the corners and 1 out for Maya Schulter. Schulter's 1 for 2 with a single and a fly out. She's got the go-ahead run on third base here in the top of the 5th inning of a 3-3 ball game. Rowan wheels and deals. Low at the knees for a ball. No throw to second as Anne-Marie Richards will concede second to Sadie Cecil, who steals her third base of the season. So the go-ahead run and an insurance run in scoring position for the Lions. Rowan, the 1-0. Elevated for ball 2. 6 pitches for Reagan Rowan, all of them out of the zone. Carson-Newman finds itself here in a spot of bother in the top of the 5th. Bree Weimer has tied the game with an RBI single up the middle, scoring Riley Waters, who got plunked to lead off the inning. 1 out, 2 in scoring position. The pitch. There's a strike at the belt on the outer half, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Rowan. The 2-1. Hit foul, backing out of play, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 3-3 ball game in the top of the 5th inning. Marsville threatening for more with the go-ahead run 60 feet away. The 2-2. Well, upstairs for ball 3. Schulter did not chase. 1 for 2 in game 2. 1 for 5 for the doubleheader. Schulter stands in as Rowan pitches, and Schulter swings. Hits it high in the air to center. Martin is under it. Tagging from third is Weimer. The throw from Martin goes to third base. That keeps the runner Cecil at second. Weimer tags and scores, and Mars Hill has the lead on a sacrifice fly. It's a 4-3 Lion advantage here in the top of the 5th inning. It brings up the designated player, Sydney Hodges. Hodges has tripled and grounded out to short. She takes the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. That run is charged to Kalia Merritt. So you can close the book on Merritt. Inning in the third, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned. 1-0. Laced foul off the window. Here on the left side of the press box. For the record, our director of operations, Joel McDevitt, flinched. Did not react well. He's not used to balls flying at his face. And he sat back in his chair. He flinched heavily. Elliot McGregor, who's on our scoreboard, cool as a cucumber. 1-1, line drive, right field, base hit. Mathena up with it. Throw to the plate is there to Richards, and now in a rundown is tagged. Gregory applies the tag on Cecil. That's the inning. Hodges singles to right and advances on the throw, but it's a 9-2-5 put out on Sadie Cecil to retire her to finish the inning. Lions, though, take the lead. 2 runs off of 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. 4-3 Mars Hill after 4.5. This is the Eagle Sports Network.
There's something about a small community that unites us, whether it's cheering on our favorite team or the way we come together in a crisis. Small communities are made up of people with big hearts. We're dedicated to hard work and innovation through sunny days and stormy nights. AEC is always here, powering the people and the places that make our community a spectacular place to call home. AEC, power what matters most.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency, 423-586-4320, or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
Addie Saunders leads things off for Carson-Newman here in the home half of the 5th inning. Eagles find themselves trailing once again, 4-3, as Carly Gentry goes to work with the first pitch low and away for a ball, 1-0. Gentry has given up 6 hits, 5 walks, struck out 4, and allowed just 3 runs. She stranded 7 batters in her 4 innings of work in the circle for the Lions. Pitch. Saunders takes a strike, 1-1. Saunders is 1 for 2 here in the nightcap. A single up the middle and a fly out to center. Here's the 1-1. Saunders a strike again at the handles to the lefty, 1-2. Lefty batter versus lefty pitcher. Carson-Newman 4-1 against lefties this season. 28-14 in Michael Graves' tenure as head coach. As Gentry misses inside for ball 2. 2-2. It's a bit of a collector's item to find a game against left-hand hurlers. The 2-2. Saunders will lift it to left. Staying in place initially is Nanny. Now she races in about 6 steps to her right and makes the grab toward the line to get Saunders. Left fielder retires fellow left fielder. And there's one away for the Eagles in the bottom of the 5th, down a run. The Lions and the catcher Anne-Marie Richards to the plate. Richards stays in front of the dish. 0 for 2 today. She reached on a throwing error by the pitcher. She takes a turf burner for a ball, 1-0. And flied out to left. Should say she lined out to the pitcher, but Potential double play ball was negated as Richards lifts this one to center field. Retreating back to the warning track goes Waters, and 2 feet in front of the orange track. She retires Richards. A couple of noisy flyouts for the Eagles here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 up, 2 down. Eagles down 4-3, and Sarah Walker to the plate. Walker is working on a multi-hit effort here in game number 2. 2 for 2 with an RBI. Designated player climbs in as Gentry pitchers, and Walker hits it to center field, and it loops under Waters, who races in to retire Walker. So a quality little 6-pitch inning for Carly Gentry. She retires the Eagles in order for a second time, and Mars Hill will look for insurance in the top of the 6th, leading Carson-Newman 4-3. Trying to salvage a split in the doubleheader. Grimes to the plate after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
Don't know what to wear on game day? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com for all of your Carson-Newman athletics gear. You can find clothing from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour to cover you from head to toe. Shopseeandeagles.com also has duffel bags, backpacks, jewelry, pet supplies, and gifts. Don't waste any more time. Prove you are the ultimate Carson-Newman fan with the official gear of the Eagles at shopseeandeagles.com. Visit today.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
4-3, Mars Hill leads Carson-Newman. As we come to the top of the 6th inning, Lions have tilted this back in their favor in what has been a seesaw battle as Leah Grimes leads things off. A quality game 2 in this doubleheader as she goes to work against Reagan Rowan, swinging and fouling the first pitch back, 0-1. Grimes drove in the second run of the day for the Lions back in the 2nd inning with a sacrifice fly to left, and then doubled with 2 outs in the 4th. 1 for 1 here in the nightcap officially. The 0-1 upstairs for a ball, 1-1. And Grimes 1 for 2 with 3 walks, a double, and a strikeout for the doubleheader. With a run batted in to boot. 1-1. Grimes lifts to right. Mathena has to track back. She circles under it, reaches back, leaps up, and makes the grab as she comes into contact with a brown warning track turf to put away Grimes. It was a circuitous route for Katie Mathena in right. But she does get there to retire Grimes. 2 pitches and an out for Reagan Rowan on Grimes, and now Sterling to the plate. Sterling's 0 for 1 in game 2 of this doubleheader. And she takes the first pitch strike at the handles, 0-1. Rowan, 3-0 on the year. She cannot lose this one. The 0-1. Down the right field line, foul on a play, 0-2. Well, I suppose she could lose it, but it would require Carson-Newman retaking the lead and then losing the lead here in the next 2 innings. But Kalia Merritt is the pitcher of record right now for Carson-Newman. The 0-2. Popped up on the infield, left side. The shortstop, Smith, ambles under it and makes an easy catch to put away Sterling. 4 pitches, 2 outs. Up comes Daisy Sarver. 4-3, Lions leading, top of the 6th inning. Bases empty for Mars Hill under sunny skies on the banks of Mossy Creek. Sarver 0 for 2 as Rowan pitches, and Sarver takes a strike at the belt, 0-1. Sarver has Grounded out to second and grounded into a fielder's choice at short. Rowan pitches, elevated for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs, and the base is empty for the Lions in the top of the 6th. They have come back to take a 4-3 lead after the Eagles jumped in front 3-2. Tipped foul to the backstop, 1-2. Eagles won game 1 in walk-off fashion, 2-1 in extra innings. After Bree Weimer tied a 1-0 game with a solo shot in the top of the 7th. 1-2 to Sarver. She lifts in the air in foul ground on the right field side. The second baseman Armstrong races over and gets under it, makes a basket catch to foul out Sarver. Rowan mows through the Lions in 1-2-3 fashion on 7 pitches. She faces the minimum. Eagles will try to reignite their offense. Down a run in the bottom of the 6th on the Eagle Sports Network.
Tri-Light is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Light. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilight.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
4-3. Mars Hill leads Carson-Newman with 8-9-1 to the plate for the Eagles here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Carly Gentry goes back to the work. And the lefty fires the first pitch outside to Katie Mathena. 1-0 to begin the at-bat. Mathena's 0 for 1 here in the nightcap. Walk and a strikeout. 0 for 2 for the doubleheader. She has 3 bases on balls on the day. 1-0. Mathena lifts to left. It drops in for a base hit. Bree Weimer couldn't get there in time from short. Mathena's got her first hit of the doubleheader. A little looper into left. And the leadoff batter reaches for a 4th time for Carson-Newman. They've come around to score 2 of the previous 3 times. Eagles would love that here for a chance to tie the game in the bottom of the 6th as Shelby Armstrong comes up. Armstrong's 0 for 1 here in the nightcap, a walk and a strikeout. She squares to bunt, shoots it to the first baseman, Grimes. Turns and throws to the second baseman, Cecil, covering the first base bag. That retires Armstrong 3-4, but Armstrong has done her job and moved Mathena into scoring position with a sacrifice bunt. And the lineup turns back to the top of the order for Malia Smith. Everybody crashes in on the lefty slapper who swings at the first pitch and lifts it foul to Davis Street. This ball bounces over a silver truck parked on Davis Street. It was twirling toward it, but it side spinned away from it. 0-1. Pitch 98 for Carly Gentry. The 0-1. Ready to bunt. Smith pulls it back. It's high for ball 1, 1-1. Smith broke an 0 for 10 streak at the plate by bunting herself aboard on a single to the catcher back in the 4th. The 1-1. Bunt showed again, pulls it back. It's outside for ball 2, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Carly Gentry set for pitch 100. Her 10th appearance and 5th start. She's only going to complete game twice. And cruising here, has dealt with traffic well. 2-1. Smith stings it up the right field line. It's a base hit. Mathena waved around third. She scores standing. Smith a hard turnaround second. She's in with a game-tying RBI double up the right field line. 4-4 ball game in the bottom of the sixth. Smith levels it with a screaming double, bouncing up the right field line past Leah Grimes at first and into Sterling's arms in right. Umpires got together for a moment. Not entirely certain what their discussion is, but all of them writing in their notepads. As Carson-Newman has tied this game at 4 runs apiece with Abby Martin to the plate. Athena scores from 2 bases away on Smith's double. This one is deadlocked, 4 runs apiece in the bottom of the 6th. Smith on second, Martin to the plate. 1 for 1, a walk, a single, and a sac fly. She takes a strike on the outer half, 0-1. Gentry. 1 out, a runner on second. Deals the 0-1. Martin takes up, ball 1, 1-1. Carson-Newman trying to rally late in what has been a back-and-forth affair. Mars Hill got up 2-0. Eagles answered with a run in the second and took the lead with 2 in the fourth. It was a 3-2 game after 4. Here's the 1-1. Outside to Martin, 2-1. And it was Mars Hill's turn to answer with a 2-run top of the 5th. That put the Lions ahead 4-3. Eagles have come through with 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Amalia Smith's double down the right field line, now looking for the lead. 2-1. Martin lifts it down the right field line to the chalk. A diving grab. Sterling makes it. Smith tags and moves to third. Highway robbery from Cameron Sterling and right, laying out and robbing Martin of extra bases. It is a productive out, though, moving Smith over to third. And it brings up Macaulay Bailey, who's looking for her first hit of the nightcap. Go-ahead run 60 feet away in the bottom of the 6th. The first pitch to Bailey is off the plate away for a ball, 1-0. 2 strikeouts and a walk here in the nightcap. Bailey hasn't been aboard in game 2. She was 1 for 3 in game number 1. 1-0. Strike at the knees, 1-1. Maybe Bailey is going to be given a potential pitch to hit. First base open. The Sacks all-time leader in RBIs at the plate. Gentry, the 1-1. Bailey, line drive right to the second baseman Cecil, who snow cones it to finish the frame. Eagles score the tying run, though, on Malia Smith's RBI double down the right field line. A run off of 2 hits and a runner left for the Eagles in the 6th. Waters, Nanny, Weimer to the plate for the Lions when we come back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Four, Carson-Newman and Mars Hill deadlocked as we come to the top of the 7th inning with 9-1-2 due up for the Lions here in the road half of the 7th as Reagan Rowan goes to work with a pitch upstairs for a ball on Riley Waters. It's 1-0. Rowan, an inning and 2/3 deep into a relief outing. She's given up a hit and a walk. 1-0. Waters takes inside, ball 2. Missed by much. Waters hitting .341 on the year. Rowan. 2-0. A strike on the outer half, 2-1. You can finally hear that generator turned off. Thrum has been in the background for our broadcasts here all throughout. 2-1. On the outside edge for a strike, 2-2. That means the concession stand is closed. Two balls, 2 strikes. The leadoff hitter, Waters. Rowan pitches. Swing and a miss. Richards drops it, but she completes the strikeout to first. Throwing to Macaulay Bailey for Rowan's 15th K of the season. There's one away in the top of the 7th of a 4-4 ball game. Brings up the left fielder, Nanny. She's 1 for 3. With a single to the circle, a ground out to the circle, and a 5-4 put out on a bunt attempt. Left-hander takes a strike to begin, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases empty for the Lions in the top of the 7th inning. Eagles won in walk-off fashion in game 1 in extras, the 0-1. Lifted foul. It runs up the hillside to Heritage Dorm. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Rowan twirls the 0-2. Nanny laces it onto the hillside before Davis Street. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Carson-Newman, baseball down the road on Davis Street at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex. Trailing Newberry 6-4 with 2 out and 1 on in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch. Misses low for a ball, 1-2. Now 2 out and 2 on after a Maddox Green single to left. So the Eagles with the tying run on the base. Down the road, 1-2. Shot foul on Davis Street again by Nanny. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. 6th pitch of the at-bat coming up to Alexis Nanny. Freshman lefty. Rowan the 1-2. Nanny will lift it to left. Saunders moves 7 feet to her left and grabs it toward the alleyway to retire Nanny for out number 2. Brings up Bree Weimer. He hit a crucial 7th inning home run in game 1. That tied things up for the Lions in game 1. She'd love to give the Lions the lead here in a 4-4 ball game in the top of the 7th of game 2. Rowan pitches, and Weimer takes away for a ball, 1-0. Weimer has 3 hits in the doubleheader. 3 for 6. With an RBI single here in the nightcap. 1-0. Off speed below the knees, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Base is empty for the Lions in the top of the 7th. Rowan cycles through the signs, gets what she wants, and now unfurls the 2-0. Strike at the belt, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Outfield for Carson-Newman playing deep and toward the line and right. Saunders more straight away and left. The 2-1 tipped foul off of Richards' wickets, 2-2. Home plate umpire David Wittenberg will come out and have a chat with Reagan Rowan. This might also be to give Anne-Marie Richards a chance to catch her breath after taking the foul ball off the chest protector. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Weimer climbs back in. Rowan deals. Upstairs, ball 3. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rowan winds and delivers. Low for ball 4. Weimer works a 2-out walk. And the inning extends in the top of the 7th of a 4-4 ball game for Sadie Cecil. Cecil looking for her first hit of the nightcap. She's 0 for 2. A strikeout, a flyout, and a walk. Rowan pitches, and Cecil takes low for a ball, 1-0. Cecil 1 for 4 for the doubleheader. As Weimer on first to work with. She represents the go-ahead run in the top of the 7th. 1-0. A strike above the knees on the inner half, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Mars Hill looking for some more 7th inning magic to grab a lead. 1-1. On the outside edge at the handles for a strike. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rowan. The 1-2 offering. Line drive into Smith's hands at short. She goes the short route to Armstrong, covering at second. Inning over. Weimer retired 6-4 to finish the top of the 7th. It's a 4-4 ball game headed to the bottom of the 7th. Gregory, Saunders, and Richards to the plate after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
Sure, we've been around a while, 171 years to be exact. We know the power of a liberal arts-based Christian education and the tremendous potential of what can be found on this campus, within this community. We are adventurers, dreamers, believers, passionate and compassionate, curious and clever, driven by a common purpose towards a common goal.
I found my passion.
I found purpose.
We are Carson-Newman.
What will you find?
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
4-4 ball game, bottom of the 7th inning. Carson-Newman with a walk-off winning game number 1, looking to do it again here in the nightcap. And sweep a season series with the Lions as Grace Gregory stands in. Carly Gentry back to work in the circle for Mars Hill as Gregory lines the first pitch she sees into left field. That's a base hit for Grace Gregory. Second hit of game 2 for Gregory. And the Eagles have the winning run on base for Addie Saunders. Quality piece of hitting for Grace Gregory. Driving a line drive into left. And Michael Graves has his lineup card out. Bailey Worley will come in to pinch run for Grace Gregory at first base. Brings up Addie Saunders. She had the hit that helped produce the win for Carson-Newman in game 1. Wasn't your typical walk-off hit. Had an infield single where the fielder held the runner at third, then a throwing error trying to get Saunders at first. Brought that run in. Gentry pitches. Saunders squares to bunt. Pulls it back. Bailey Worley is trying to take second, and she's caught stealing. Worley was caught dead to rights, and she's out. Out number 1. 2-6, caught stealing. Not entirely certain whether that was a ball or a strike on the first pitch, but the base is empty for the Eagles. As pitch 2, Saunders drives it left center field. That's going to be extra bases for Saunders. And how large does that base running mistake now loom for the Eagles? That could have won it. Addie Saunders, though, with a double to the left center field gap, represents the winning run in a 4-4 ball game in the bottom of the 7th, with Anne-Marie Richards to the plate. Richards 0 for 3 here in the nightcap. Gentry delivers. Richards hits it foul, backing out of play, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Saunders on second. After a double to left center. Gentry, the 0-1. Off the plate and low. Away to Richards, 1-1. 112 pitches for Carly Gentry. 6 1/3 innings of 10 hit, 4-run ball with 5 walks and 4 strikeouts. The 1-1. Richards takes outside, ball 2. Saunders helped produce the winning run in game number 1. Can she score the winning run in walk-off fashion here in game number 2? Gentry checks her wrist. Here's the 2-1. Richards checks her swing and a pitch low and away. It's 3-1. 3 balls and a strike to Anne-Marie Richards. 4-4, all tied, bottom of the 7th. The 3-1 to the plate. Taken off the plate away, ball 4. And it brings up Sarah Walker. Walker has been a hard out for the Lions here in the nightcap. 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. 1 out and 2 on for the Eagles. And hold the phone because Dexley Inman wants to chat things over with Mars Hill in the circle. A 4-4 ball game here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The first 3 have reached for Carson-Newman, but a pinch running Bailey Worley was caught out at second on a sacrifice bunt attempt where Saunders pulled the bat back on a pitch low. Worley ended up in a pickle and got caught stealing. If that doesn't happen, Well, one, the game may have ended on Addie Saunders' double to left center field. Worley has the speed to score from 3 bases away. One out, 2 on. Bottom 7, 4-4 ball game. Gentry checks her wrist. Pitch 116 to Walker. Is low and away for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. 4-4. Carson-Newman and Mars Hill tied. Gentry rolls the ball against her shirt, the 1-0. Hit by Walker, foul off the post behind home plate. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Saunders on second, Richards on first. 1-1. Walker lifts foul to the right, now to play, 1-2. Walker working on a 2-for-3 day. She has a quartet of 3 hit days. Would love to make it a quintet. Win it here in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-2. Walker, a little looper that will die and bounce. Going to third where there is no force. All hands are safe. Oh, there is a force. Yes, they call him out. They call out the lead runner, Saunders. That is the correct call. Retreating to first was Richards. So Walker reaches on a fielder's choice to second. Richards moves to second. Saunders is put out 4-5 with a force at third base. The initial call was safe before the umpire at third, Kerry McElrath, realized, yes, there is a force at this bag, and that is the correct call. The base runners were so far out of sorts thinking that it was going to be caught on the fly that you can understand how that happened. Katie Mathena comes up and hits the first pitch in the air. Foul ground, third base side. It's off the facing of the press box, and it's 0-1. Athena singled and scored a run her last time up. No balls, a strike, and 2 out. Richards on second, Walker on first. Gentry trying to keep the Eagles off the board and take it to extra innings. The 0-1. Mathena ducks out of the way of a pitch that she thought was inside, but it's called for strike 2. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nothing in 2. The pitch upstairs, ball 1. Kind of a tricky call on that last play too for Walker. Kind of hit in between height where the infield fly rule could have been in effect. 1-2 upstairs, ball 2. 2-2. But both runners were nearly caught in pickles because of where that ball was and how Cecil had to play it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom 7 tied 4-4. Gentry, the 2-2. Athena takes a called third strike on the outer half. For a second straight game, we're going to extra innings. Eagles leave 2 on base in the bottom of the 7th. They've left 10 stranded through 7 innings. Second straight game, 7 innings, not enough. It's 4-4, headed to the 8th on the Eagles Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City has deals for Carson-Newman students. Bring in your valid student ID when you order for pickup or delivery, and Domino's in Jefferson City will give you a steaming hot large one-topping pizza for $4.99. That's a large one-topping pizza for Carson-Newman students for $4.99 at Domino's in Jeff City. Call 865-471-6700 to order. That's 865-471-6700. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Okay, let's see. I'm ready to do this. Carson-Newman. It's been around since 1851. Lots of flexible online programs. Wow. World-class accredited academics. A faith and learning environment with professors who really care about me. A top 10 best value school. Carson-Newman gives $48 million a year in financial aid. This is the perfect place. I'm in.
Game 1 went to extras. Carson-Newman won it in walk-off fashion 2-1. Game 2 goes to extras. It's 4-4 between Carson-Newman and Mars Hill here in the nightcap of this doubleheader. A hotly contested sack doubleheader. Schulter leads off the top of the 8th inning, squaring to bunt. She shoots it back to the circle. Gregory fields from third, throws to first to Armstrong, covering the bag. And that retires Schulter. 5-4 on the putout. Sadie Cecil, the international rule runner, goes to third. And Mars Hill has the go-ahead run 60 feet away. Cecil on third and Sydney Hodges to the plate. First pitch to Hodges is low for a ball, 1-0. Hodges working on a multi-hit effort. Is a triple and a single. The 1-0. Strike at the knees, 1-1. Eagles were able to keep Mars Hill scoreless in the top of the 8th of game 1 with the international rule runner in play. Looking to do it for a second straight game. Rowan, the 1-1. Swinging a line drive to right. Mathena grabs it, tagging from third. No, she won't try to score. Mathena puts an on-target throw to send Cecil back to third. There's 2 away. Firm work by Carson-Newman's outfielders and Katie Mathena. Addie Saunders did a similar thing in game number 1. Brings up Leah Grimes. 2 out, runner on third. Owen pitches. And Grimes lifts it in the air. Foul ground, right field side. Bailey got the tip of her mitt to it, but couldn't close it. And it's 0-1. Tough play for Macaulay Bailey at first, and Shelby Armstrong racing over from second. Grimes stays alive. Pitch. Check swing. Did she come around, appeal into the field? Yes, Grimes did. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. International rule runner Cecil at third. Rowan the 0-2. Grimes chops it foul off of third. Pitch 50 of this relief outing for Reagan Rowan. She contends with the international rule runner Cecil on third base. Rowan. The 0-2. Lifted in the air by Grimes to center. Martin settles under the CN logo, reaches up and grips it to retire Grimes. So the Eagles hold the Lions scoreless in the top half of the 8th. Carson-Newman with 9-1-2 to the plate in a 4-4 ball game in the bottom of the 8th after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
The number one source for Carson-Newman athletics gear is shopseeandeagles.com, where you can find gear from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour. Shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, shorts, pants, hats, and scarves. Shopseeandeagles.com is your source for everything CN. You can even show your school spirit on your smartphone or tablet. All of your game day essentials can be found in one place. ShopSeeAndEagles.com.
4-4 ball game in the bottom of the 8th inning, and the international rule runner Katie Mathena on second base for the Eagles, with Shelby Armstrong up to lead off the bottom of the 8th for the Eagles as she squares to bunt, shoots it to first. It's grabbed by the first baseman Grimes, throws to first to the second baseman Cecil covering. Armstrong does her job with a 3-4 sacrifice bunt. The winning run, Mathena, is over to third base for Malia Smith. 4-4, bottom of the 8th inning. Smith drove in the tying run in the bottom of the 6th with a double down the right field line. And she'll take up for a ball to begin this at bat at 1-0. Four, bottom 8, 1-0 to Smith. Mathena on third. The pitch. Smith keeps the bunt around and misses. It's 1-1. 127 pitches for Carly Gentry. I'd say this one is in her hand for the Lions. The 1-1. Smith swing, line drive. It is caught by the third baseman on the fly for Sarver. Officials gonna come together and chat. The home plate umpire said out. The first base umpire said safe at first on the throw, as Smith swung a line drive that on replay, tough to see from the high home angle whether or not it bounced. Might be a hop there as it got into Sarver's glove at third. This umpiring crew chatting it over. So we'll see what the call is here. Home plate umpire said catch. Third base umpire, Terry McElrath, not sure what kind of view he had. And the first base umpire, Austin Harris, said Smith safe at first. You can hear some of the fans chattering, watching the stream from the stands. But the video shows it on the ground. Don't miss this blue. Long chat. Safe at first. Base hit for Malia Smith. Mathena had to stay put at third, though, because of where it was hit. 11th hit of the day for Carson-Newman. And Mars Hill head coach Dexley Inman is nonplussed and incensed. Runners on the corners for Abby Martin. Really, Malia Smith doesn't matter a whole heck of a lot in this one. It is Katie Mathena at third base. It's the important one. Abby Martin's driven in a run here in the nightcap with a sacrifice fly. That would do the trick for the Eagles here in game 2. Nixley Inman pleading her case with this umpiring crew. Kerry McElrath, the crew chief, he's at third in game 2 with David Wittenberg behind the plate and Austin Harris at first. I do think the umpires got the call correct. On replay, it looked like it bounced, but there is no, the umpires do not have the capability to use replay. They've just got to go based off of what they thought they saw. Eagles with runners on the corners. One out here in the bottom of the 8th of a 4-4 ball game. Trying to win in walk-off fashion for a second time against a Lions team that had won 4 straight coming in. Carly Gentry to work against Abby Martin. Checks her wrist. Outfield playing deep. Here's the pitch. Martin takes up and away for a ball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, one out. Second base is open. If there's the thought for Dexley Inman to put a force at every bag. 1-0. Downstairs, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Smith certainly fast at first. Mathena decent speed at third, but Mathena's the one that matters. 2-0. Smith swings, bouncing ball off the glove of the first baseman Grimes. It's into right field, base hit, ball game over. Abby Martin walks it off in extra innings. A 1-out rip through the right side. Martin plates Mathena, and Carson-Newman wins 5-4 in extra innings for a second time. Grimes nearly had it at first, but it was a ripper for Martin. It bounced off Grimes' mitt, caromed into right, and the Eagles prevail in riveting, thrilling fashion, 5-4 in the nightcap to sweep the doubleheader. The win streak now sits at 7 consecutive for Carson-Newman. Abby Martin, the hero, arguably, of both games, with a diving grab in center field in game 1 and the walk-off hit here in the nightcap to give the Eagles a 5-4 win over the Lions. Carson-Newman sweeps the twin bill. Eagles are now 29-8 on the year, 8-4 in sack play, while the Lions drop to 24-8, 5-3 in league play. Thanks for joining us. Our director and replay operator, Ian Johnson, our fantastic camera crew with Itzi Ayala, Will Humphreys, and Emma Bowling. I'm Adam Cavalier. Once again, the final score from the Vicky Kazee Hollifield Softball Complex. It's Carson-Newman 5, Mars Hill 4. We don't have Carson-Newman softball for you at home until April 15th. Our next presentation of softball will come from Newberry on Wednesday, 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock from the Smith Road Complex. Carson-Newman baseball in action Tuesday against King. That is a 3 p.m. first pitch for the Tornado. Thanks for joining us. Thrilling day here at the Vicky Kazee Hollifield Softball Complex as the Eagles walk off Mars Hill twice. 2-1 in game 1, 5-4 in game 2. This is the Eagles Sports Network.